You already know what it is. It's your boy Lightwalker X back here with some crazy news. It looks like Kendrick Lamar is dropping another album in 2025. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's double it. I think Kendrick Lamar is dropping 2 albums in 2025. Let's play this clip here.
Like, nigga, you got it. Cuz had it. Cuz had the rock for real. Cuz, and this what he did with it. Just dumb.
Superbowl in 3.5 weeks.
And cuz the nigga hole finna get so much deeper cuz after this Super Bowl.
Phew. Yeah, it's gonna get. I'm hearing things, man. I'm hearing like a lot of music coming.
Outside of that, we just found out that there is now allegedly a confirmed Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar song called Whips and Chains that will be featured on the Clipse album, which is scheduled to release sometime this year.
I told y'all Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T was coming out, bruh. Y'all was in my comments trying to act like, oh, AI is not a good enough source. Song called Chains and Whips by Clipse, Pusha T and his brother. Universal Music Group has the copyright. That copyright states that Kendrick Lamar is on the song. I just need my apologies.
Which Whips and Chains, I already don't need to tell you. He said whips and chains like American slaves, I believe, on Slime You Out, which was on For All the Dogs. And that was the track that was featuring SZA. So whips and chains already, to me, sounds like they're going to be going at him. But from what I'm hearing, apparently they're going at a whole bunch of people. So it's going to be very nice to see Kendrick return with the Clipse, with an album that is produced by Pharell, by the way. So we already know that's going to sound crazy. It's real good to see hip-hop back in a good spot, and I'm so excited to see Kendrick go on a feature run. In the clip that I played you before, it seems like Kendrick is locked and loaded, and that was my theory, that Kendrick was gonna have songs ready to do a crazy rollout, similar to what J. Cole did back in, I think it was 2018 to 2019, when J. Cole was going crazy on features. I think Kendrick's pretty much gonna do the same thing this year, but I do believe that we are going to get 2 albums from Kendrick. Now, let me tell you why. A lot of people do believe it's only going to be the GNX Deluxe, which I imagine that maybe the Deluxe may be similar to what SZA did with her Lana Deluxe to SOS, where she did another 15 or so songs. I think the GNX Deluxe can be anywhere from another 8 songs to 12 songs. Probably wouldn't go past that. So we get a full complete album of about 20 to 24 tracks altogether. So in my opinion, I think that GNX will not be the only album that Kendrick drops this year. Yes, we're going to get a GNX Deluxe, probably maybe some point around the Super Bowl, or maybe around that time before he goes on tour. But Kendrick does have his film coming out with the South Park creators this July. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's supposed to be Independence Day. So with that film, I do believe we may get a soundtrack similar to what he did with Disney and the Black Panther film to accompany the film as an official film soundtrack. And that will be his actual album. Now, we heard early developments last year, even early as 2023, that Kendrick was working on his follow-up album. And we know through credible sources that Kendrick always works on his next album as soon as he's finished his present album. So I do believe that he was already working on a album during the beef, but then scrapped it to do GNX, where we know that GNX was recorded around September to November time of 2024. So that means that the album was more recent, which we can tell based on what he's responding to in the album, that these things all happened to him recently. So I do think that we will be getting the GNX Deluxe, but then there will be another album possibly coming around the time of the film. And if it's not the film soundtrack, then I do believe it will probably be an album that will come up maybe towards the second half of 2025, more of a fall release. And the only reason why I feel very confident that Kendrick has more work coming is because of this interview that the Alchemist did back around, I believe it was June of 2024, right after the beef had just concluded, and he says this.
You think Dot should come out with an album right now? You know, you got to?
I don't think he has to. I think he will just because he can.
So how many beats have you sent?
I got some records in his car. I'm about to go send them as soon as I get home.
Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the Alchemist does not have any produced songs on GNX. So what album could he be alluding to? In my opinion, I think Kendrick already recorded his main full-length album before the beef even started, and then started working on GNX as a segue point going into that album. So I think he's going to do the GNX Deluxe, then do his tour, and then maybe after the tour, because it does end in June, which would be before the film's release, maybe he drops the album in summertime, so we get a summertime album with the film, or he drops the album second half of 2025, or maybe even 2026, right? Because at that point, he would be kind of going against himself for Grammy nominations and award season. So maybe he drops it early 2026. But looks like we got a lot of Kendrick music on the way. As a Kendrick fan and as a hip hop fan, I'm so excited. So you guys let me know what you think. Are you guys excited for what Kendrick's got? Do you think he has 2 albums? Do you think he only has 1 album? Do you think he has no albums coming out? And what do you think about this new track apparently that he has with Pusha T called Whips and Chains? Let me know your thoughts down below. Like, comment, share, subscribe for more. We got more content on the way, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay tuned.
Tell me, I don't wanna talk on no selling. You know I got language barriers. There's no accent you can sell me. You're cold and ivory, you know I'm a selfish. The crown is heavy. I pray they ain't my real friends. If not.